companies that are utilizing it to help drive are the ones that are much more transformational and having more success.
Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the next PL300 test prep question. Today we're going to be talking about the steps when combining data together with an append, but we have some duplicate information available and how to handle that process inside of Power BI. Let's go ahead and get started. So here we are inside of an Excel workbook, and we have two sheets. Sheet 1 contains products A, B, C, D, and E. And then on this second sheet, I have products A, B, J, K, and L. And so the idea is that I want to combine these two sets of products into one table, but I only want a unique list of information inside of it. And so we're going to talk about how to combine these two sheets together and make sure that we don't have any duplicate values inside of our table. So let's take a look at Power BI. So here we are inside of our Power BI desktop, and I'm just going to connect to the Excel spreadsheet that I created for this example. So as I connect to the Excel spreadsheet, it's going to ask me what tables that I want to bring in or what's available on the sheet. So you can see here that we have two tables available. We also have two sheets available as well. And so you can get a preview of the information by selecting either the table or the sheet to get information. Notice the difference between the two. The tables have the product header already in its correct position, and the sheet that just houses the information has the same information, but that header is column 1 rather than products, which is what we need. Now we could use either one of these, either both sheets or both tables. If we use the sheet though, we would have to promote the header in order to get it in the correct position. So we're going to select the two tables here and just bring in the information as it looks correct. So I'm going to select the check mark for table 2 and table 3, and we're going to go ahead and click transform data to bring up our Power Query editor. So notice as it brings in the Power Query editor, we have our two tables. We have our table 2, which has A, B, C, D, and E. And then we also have our table 3 information, which contains A, B, J, K, and L. Now the goal in this is to combine these two tables together into one table, but because of the duplicates with A and B, we want to figure out how to best get rid of this information. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the table with the original values. You can do this either way, but I'm going to select this table and I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm just going to append the queries. Remember, appending queries is similar to a union in SQL, and so this is just going to combine the two tables together inside of one table. So I'm going to select append queries and I'm going to select the two tables that I want to append. So because I chose table 2 as my table, my original table, I then have to select the other table that I want to append here. So I'm going to select the other table, table 3, and go ahead and click OK. As I do this though, what you're going to notice is as it combines the information together, we are going to have duplicate records for A and B. So when we're dealing with things such as products, we wouldn't want a duplicated product in this table. And so what we're going to do is we're going to remove the duplicates. The easiest way to do this is to right click on the column itself, and we are going to remove the duplicates. It's going to look through the column and it's going to remove anything that is duplicated. So we're going to go ahead and remove duplicates here. Notice now we have a unique list of our products available, A through E coming from table 2, and then J, K, and L coming from the other table. So now that we've kind of discussed that, let's go ahead and take a look at our test prep question. So this test prep question says that we have a Microsoft Excel workbook that contains two sheets named Sheet 1 and Sheet 2. Sheet 1 contains the following table, Table 1, and Sheet 2 contains Table 2. And it asks us, you need to use the Power Query Editor to combine the products from Table 1 and Table 2 into the following table that has one column containing no duplicate values. So as always, let's look at some of the key pieces of information here. We need to combine product from Table 1 and Table 2. The other key piece of information here is that no duplicate value should exist in that table. So as we can see, ABC, products ABC and M&O are both duplicated with inside of both of these tables. And so we essentially want to only have one of those values. As we talked about the append, we know that append is going to essentially union these two tables together, stack one on top of each other. And so the goal here is to get this end column, the single column table, with all of our product information with no duplicates. And so in order to do that, we first have to look at what the question is asking. So let's take a look at our question here. It says that we need to perform 3 actions in sequence. So we have to choose them in the correct order. And so as we look at this, we have to think about how we're going to bring that data in. And so as we look at this first option, it says from the Power Query Editor, remove the errors from the table. Well, if we just brought those tables in, there's not going to be any errors with inside of those tables because they're just Excel spreadsheets with tables inside of them. So there's not going to be any errors in that table. So we can go ahead and eliminate this option. The next one says from the Power Query Editor, select Table 1 and remove duplicates. Remember, that's a key part, is we are not supposed to have any duplicate information, and so this is a potential option for us to use. So removing the duplicates. The third option says from the Power Query Editor, we want to merge Table 1 and Table 2. So we've talked about the difference between merge and append in several different videos. So merging is when you have two different tables and they have a key column or something that relates them. In this instance, we just have one column named products, and so we don't want to merge the tables together, we want to append them. So we can go ahead and eliminate this third option. So that leaves us with 3 options available, and remember, our goal is to select 3 actions, but we have to choose them in the correct sequence. So as we think about using Power BI, remember that we are always going to start by getting our data. So we're going to bring our data in from its source. Notice that this fourth option down below says from the Power BI desktop, import the data from Excel Table 1 and Table 2. So that should be our first option. So this is going to be our first sequence of steps. Then we have 2 choices. From the Power Query Editor, select Table 1 and remove duplicates, or from the Power Query Editor, append Table 2 to Table 1. If we look at Table 1 by itself, there are no duplicates in Table 1. So just looking at Table 1, there are no duplicates in this table, so we cannot remove the duplicates because there aren't any. It's not going to perform any task that's going to be beneficial to us. So that means that our first option should be from the Power BI desktop, we're going to import the data. The second step is that we are going to append the 2 tables together. Notice it says append Table 2 to Table 1. So that means that all of our information, once we append, is inside of Table 1, which would have duplicates as we saw in the previous example. So that means that our third and final option that we should perform in sequence is from the Power Query Editor in Table 1. Once we've appended the data, we can now remove the duplicates. And so that's the order that we should perform in sequence from the desktop. We're going to import the data. We're going to select table 1 and table 2. Then we're going to append the tables together. Then finally, we're going to remove the duplicates from that appended table. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you in the next one.